Good morning and welcome back to Create, Share, Inspire podcast. This is episode 422. If you're joining me live, please say hello. If you watch the recorded version, please also feel welcome to say hello because I reply to those comments throughout the day as well. Hi Melissa and Shelly and Thea. Thanks for joining live. We've got little birds that are friendly this morning. Hi Naomi and Constance, Cherie, Grace, Jane, Rose, Judy. Thanks for joining live, everybody. Hi Pat, Thea, Gerda, Karen, Lily, Joe, Cynthia. Look at these tiny little birds that have been coming up to the blanket so far. Let's see if one of them comes back. Hi Terry from St. Thomas, glad you could be here. Glad to see so many friendly names. So first thing in the morning, happy Friday everybody. Hope you have some fun weekend plans ahead. Hi Chantel and Carol, Harini. Is it cool here? You can tell that it's been storming. It's extremely humid though, so hard to say. I'm already sweating, so. Hi Marcia and Pat, and I missed a bunch of names. Hi Karen, thanks for joining live. Yeah, so I mean it's a little cooler than maybe normal because of all the storms we've been having, but it's still really humid and hot. Hi Dana and Melissa. Oh yeah, it's Father's Day weekend. So hopefully those of you who have fathers to celebrate will. Hi Anna. See, I've got Dolly the Wonder Wagon here with me this morning. I think for the summer that's what I'll be doing, is driving here and bringing Dolly. If I feel like exercising, it'll be walks on the beach, not bike riding here for the podcast. I mean, seriously, just walking from the car to here, I'm already sweating. So, hi Lisa, thanks for joining live. Hi Constance. I got as many names as I could. Well, Pat, glad you could be here. We're glad you could be here too. Thanks, Cherie. This is an Old Navy outfit. I got the shorts. I think the shorts are probably a little short for me. They're 3.5 inch inseam, and I didn't think much about it because I hadn't bought shorts in years. I suppose I could have used longer shorts than that, but I love the button-down shirt because it has an extra tab at the bottom here, specifically made for tying. And I love shirts that tie at the waist. Lisa bought a pair of the new leggings. Wonderful. That's great. And this is right out of the dryer. I know it could probably be ironed still, but I thought that it was kind of good enough. Hi, Nikki. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Jane. Yeah, they're a little short, Jane. I don't know. Oh, well, and I got excited, so I bought a few pairs, so we'll see. I'm going to try to get used to them. I'm not sure what Lisa means. There are tons of leggings in my Redbubble shop though. There are a couple of prints that I probably haven't really announced. There's a couple of new chevron prints in there that are more like a pixelated chevron, and there's maybe some white and gold prints, but then there's still stuff that maybe people haven't seen in a long time either. So there's really a lot to choose from in my Redbubble shop. So if you haven't been there in a while, there might be new things to you. Thanks, Lisa. Andrush, good morning. Janet, Pamela, glad you all could be here. Pat gave up on shorts. I gave up on shorts a couple years ago, and then I went shopping at Old Navy by chance recently and bought a pair of white shorts there, the 3.5 inch inseam, and they were on sale if you bought them in pairs. So I bought the white, the turquoise, a lavender, and a navy, and I think that's what I bought. Yeah, with the coupons it was cheaper to buy more sort of thing, so you know how that goes. And so now I have 4 pairs of short shorts and I'm trying to get used to wearing them. I don't know, we'll see. I'll either get used to it or I won't. Most of the time I don't really see people, so I guess it doesn't matter. All right, so yesterday everybody was super excited about doing a show and tell. Yeah, happy Friday, Debbie. And everybody was super excited about doing the show and tell for 80 handmade gifts that I decided to, is there a swimmer? Oh yeah, cool. So that I decided to bring the bin from Motif Magic with me this morning, and I thought you all might like to see those sample garments too, since you probably haven't seen these in a while. Or did we do this one recently? I don't know. Would you like to see the Motif Magic pieces? Hi Rose, 1940 Rose. Hi Debbie. Thanks for joining live, everybody. Okay, I see a few yeses. All right, then we'll go through the bin. So when we talked about these bins before, I talk about how you can open it from the front when they're stacked, but they also open from the top too. So to just have the one sitting here with me this morning, it's pretty easy to just go from the top as well. You can't really see it, but that's okay. Oh, and I'll show you the book too. So we can compare book photos to the real live pieces. I brought all the books with me this morning, so if you want to see anything, I still have the Be So Lush new colors on me if anybody wants to see those. Christine couldn't order 80 handmade gifts from my shop. I'm not sure why. That's strange. I'll have to take a look at that. But thanks for ordering it anyway. So today we're going to do projects from Motif Magic, which is 17 join as you go motif projects to knit and crochet. Half of them are knit and half are crocheted. And for those of you who have not done join as you go motifs and knitting, it might be mind-blowing. It's pretty exciting stuff. So here's one of the knit shawls. This, show it up close, you can see those are knit motifs that are joined as you go. And the knit ones, so just to be clear, there is not a crochet hook used at all. This entire concept is done with knitting needles. Isn't that amazing? And that's in Be So Tender yarn. And I should have new colors. I should have some new colors of Be So Tender yarn soon. This is a crochet project with a three-dimensional flower with these beautiful buttons as flower centers. And so you can see how three-dimensional they are. Look at how flat it is on the back. And then look at how three-dimensional it is on the front. So beautiful. It really is a great way to frame your face. And if you pick buttons that coordinate with the yarn, it's just absolutely gorgeous. And this is also Be So Tender yarn. This, and that one is crochet. This is Be So Bold yarn. Oh, so by the way, Be So Tender is worsted weight organic cotton with a thick and thin texture. This Be So Bold yarn is worsted weight organic cotton and bamboo yarn blended together. And this is a knit motif. You can see it's a hexagon with a flower in the center, then a lace eyelet, and you join them as you go with 3-needle bind off so that you're not having to sew these either. And then at the end we pick up along the lower edge and do this beautiful ruffle that matches in stitch pattern to the lace in the motifs. Joe's doing basket weave scarf in denim and Be So Tender. That's great. This is a Mobius done in Be So Brave yarn. This is knit, and these motifs are done in strips and joined to the adjacent strip as you go. And what I love about this is that it almost looks like a lace version of Argyle. The negative space between the motifs really reminds me of an Argyle pattern. Isn't that cool? And it's actually quite simple to do. And that's in Be So Brave yarn, which is also worsted weight. High teeny. And here is another crochet one. This is in Be So Sporty yarn. And this was interesting because I started with a motif, these beautiful star motifs, and then I deconstructed the motifs to use the stitch pattern within the motif to create bands of top-down increase shawl in between the bands of motifs. Isn't that beautiful? And so the stitch pattern matches in both. And there's video tutorials for all of these here on my YouTube channel too. There should be a playlist for Motif Magic, and so you can find all of these there. This one is done in, this is crocheted, and these are rectangle granny squares, granny rectangles, joined as you go in 2 different colors of Be So Serene yarn. And this one is inspired by some beautiful tile work that I saw online. I love to research Moroccan tiles. They are so fascinating to me and so similar to motif design that I always like to study them. And this one was definitely inspired by a tile design. Isn't that beautiful? And that's Be So Serene yarn, which is number 2 sport weight. Here's the one we talked about yesterday, the beautiful lily shawl that's done in 2 colors of Be So Brave organic merino wool. I'm sorry, worsted weight American made merino wool. And it has that amazing twisted fringe on the bottom where you don't cut yarn. And we also talked yesterday about the fact that if you wanted to make this more summery or more dressy, you wouldn't have to use a worsted weight wool. You could do this in either of the bling yarns. You could do them in Be So Fine or Be So Sporty or Be So Serene. You could do it in any kind of yarn, any weight. It would just make a lighter and maybe more versatile shawl, more year-round. But pretty nonetheless, and you could add multiple colors like we did here, or you could do it all in one color. It really wouldn't matter. You could make it in all sorts of beautiful ways. This piece is done in Be So Lush yarn, which is the fingering weight version of organic cotton and bamboo yarn blended together. And this has a beautiful star motif. So there's these big hexagon star motifs and then little tiny motifs that you join in the middle to take up that negative space between the hexagons. So pretty. There's a lot of comments and I'm missing them, so maybe I should stop and look. Hi Migdalia. So if you want to see all of these patterns collectively in one spot, there is a place on my website called KristinOmdahl.com/ Jill. No, Summer Love and Best has not been made into a video yet. I appreciate your request, and it is definitely on the list, but no, it's not been done yet. Okay, so the website address for seeing all of these pieces in one place would be KristinOmdahl.com/Motif Magic Volume 1, and I will put a link in this video description after the show is over, so when you go to that book landing page, you'll get to see all of the projects and how to buy the book, and you'll also see all of the resources that you'll need for each of the projects. So it's a really great resource for collectively looking at everything in one spot. Here's a beautiful Mobius done in Be So Sporty yarn in 2 colors. So we took one motif and did it in a solid color, then did the same motif in 2 colors, then deconstructed the stitches of all the rounds of the motif to create an edging in the same exact stitch pattern as the motif. So it's deconstructed to be the exact same stitches. Pretty cool. I loved being able to do that, and really think it turned out beautiful. And then here's another crochet one. This one's done in Be So Fine yarn in 3 different colors: Caribbean turquoise, sun-kissed yellow, and passionate plum. Did a couple of pieces in, so this has X stitches for the top-down shawl, and then a beautiful star motif for the edging. Then I did a knit shawl in Be So Fine 3 colors as well, where we did these beautiful scalloped edges, scalloped motifs for the knit edging, and then picked up from there and did a bottom-up construction for this knit motif shawl. And I have this one in 2 colors. Long story, but I borrowed this one and I have to return it still. So I have it in 2 different colorways. So this would be Stormy Sea, Jaded Peacock, and Harbor Fog. And this one is in Lilac Memories, Crushed Berries, and Stormy Sea. Then we have, so remember we talked about the crochet one where we did bands of motifs alternated with bands of working in rows. This one, well, I did a crochet one similar, within a similar construction style. So this one has these beautiful little mini motifs. This one's all knit, so you start with little motifs at the top. Or maybe we start at the bottom. I think we start at the bottom at this one. This one's a bottom up. So we do the beautiful mini motifs at the bottom, then pick up and knit for the next band, then do another section of motifs, and then do another section of a band in rows, and then do the last section in motifs. Very delicate and beautiful. This one's also in Be So Fine yarn. Then we have this shawl, also in Be So Fine yarn. This one is where we take square motifs and transform them into triangle motifs as well, so that we can work the motifs in the diagonal formation and still have a straight edge along the top. So for these square motifs, we convert to a triangle to get a straight edge along the top. So it's the same stitches, but done in a triangle and a square, which is a really interesting concept. So when you do see the pattern, and you can really appreciate that, it's fun to recognize the similarities and differences in that. Then there's a couple of bags. This is a crochet bag. It's wonderful for taking from the beach, or putting books in it, or even, I don't know, using it as a grocery bag even. So cute. This one's in Be So Serene yarn. And then we did a felted bag as well in Be So Brave yarn. This one is knit. So it's a beautiful star motif in 4 squares that we joined as we go, then picked up and joined for the base, and picked up and joined for the top. I cord for the cords, and what's cool is it's a proper square bag, which will sit on the floor. It would be great for a project bag. And then just by the way that the handles are woven through the top, just by lifting it up, it immediately sandwiches and cinches the bag into closing it. So just the gravity of lifting it up by the handles closes the bag. Isn't that great? Yeah, you should try felting. Felting's fun. Does anybody have any questions about these pieces? Hi, Gerda. I'm just throwing them back in. Look, after all that work of folding yesterday, now I'm going to do that. So I'm going to fold them all now. But I'll wait and see if there's any questions, or if anybody wants to see anything again before we move on to something else. And in order to keep my bin organized, I'm going to start with the bigger pieces first and put them on the bottom and the back. I think that's the best way to be able to see everything at a glance. Hi, Dreamweaver. Christine says the bag. Which bag? Good morning, Donna. Yeah, I don't really have, I don't know which bag you're asking about, so you can look up the names. So there's the Muriel bag. The knit felted bag is called the Muriel bag, and and the crochet one's called the Madison bag. And all these patterns are available as instant downloads. If you don't want the whole book, you can buy each pattern individually on my website as well. and it's available as an ebook and Amazon and all those other places too. Screen's gone dark now. Okay, going by yarn thickness to get everything put back in. And I'll show you the bin and how it looks once I've organized this way. I think when you organize by size of the project, putting the bigger pieces on the bottom and the smaller pieces on the top and in the front, I think you actually can see between the layers much better too. If I put something thin and delicate between two thick layers, it can get hidden in there and then you don't know that it's there at all. So I think when you organize by weight, bulk, however you want to describe it, I think that you can see between the layers that much better. And that's what's helpful for finding something at a glance. This is looking really good. So I will lift this up so you can see. So I put all of the heavier worsted weight pieces on the bottom, and then I did the sport weight pieces after that, and then I did the lace weight pieces on the top, and I think it's going to be a lot easier to see into the bin and to see what I want to pick out at a glance. So there, that's done. Oh, I think George might be here with us this morning. Remember Curious George? All right. Yep, the Madison bag is crochet, that's correct. And if you go to kristinomdahl.com/Motif Magic Volume 1, you can find out all of the information you need about all of the projects here. And if you don't want to remember that website URL, I will post it in the show notes in the video description when I get back to my office this morning. Does anybody have any other questions now that I can see the camera again? Hi, Dee. All right, Lydia enjoyed the show and tell. Good, I'm glad, thank you. So since I have it, I will show you the new colors of Be So Lush yarn again. I will have photos of these on my website later today. I've been backed up the last couple of days with lots of stuff going on behind the scenes that really wouldn't make sense to tell you, but it's really kept me way behind schedule. Anyway, these are the new colors of Be So Lush, which is my #1 fingering weight organic cotton and bamboo blended yarn. This is Orchid Sunrise Glow, Living Coral, Caribbean Turquoise, and Waters Run Deep. So this is a really rich teal blue, really beautiful pale lilac, a really warm pinky coral, and a gorgeous turquoise. So Caribbean Turquoise, Living Coral, Orchid Sunrise Glow, and Waters Run Deep. And they're all available on my website right now, and I will be sharing photos of them later today and announcing it in an email. So if you want to grab them, now would be a great time, because sometimes when I announce them, they sell out quickly. Don't know if they will or not, but it happens, and I know some people get upset when they've waited. So that's why I like to give you guys first opportunity. So if you want to order without the photos up there, those are the colors that I have. I see lots of people like the colors. Me too. I would love to do a project in all 4 of them. I would also like to pick one color to do something, but I'm having a hard time picking at the moment. Lisa loves Be So Sporty. Me too. I love Be So Sporty yarn and Be So Sporty bling. Thanks, Pat. Yep, coral and turquoise would be gorgeous for a shawl. Absolutely. Thank you. Yes, the beach is beautiful today. This is the same weight as Be So Fine. Yes, both Be So Lush and Be So Fine and Be So Fine Bling are #1 fingering weight. So you could substitute patterns for those 3 yarns very easily. Yes, all these colors would be gorgeous together. I agree. And how about our gorgeous view today? The waves sound lovely. Oh, someone's making bacon again. I don't know why, but that's such a lovely scent. Even if you don't eat it, it still smells good. I don't get it. The water's beautiful today. Even the clouds are pretty. I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see everything. There's some people swimming down south of us this morning. We see beautiful clouds down there too. Beautiful clouds to the east of us where the sun's coming up. And quite a few people to the north of us this morning. Did the camera go wonky? There we go. All right, how are we doing on time? Oh, we're doing good on time today. All right, so let's put out our Create, Share, Inspire notebooks, and I'm going to let anybody pick a number between 1 and 5, and I will grab that issue and randomly pick a quote. So anybody want to pick a number between 1 and 5? Joe's always happy when she smells bacon too. Okay, I think Cherie said 4. I think that's what I saw. So that's what I will go with. Here's issue 4, and we'll randomly pick a quote and see what it means to us today. This is nice. Francis of Assisi. A single sunbeam is enough to drive away many shadows. Isn't that nice? Sometimes it only takes one act of kindness to do more than you realize. It's not one for one. One act of kindness can actually help in multiple things without you even knowing that you've made a difference. Random acts of kindness or intentional acts of kindness, it doesn't really matter. When you've done one positive kind thing, it has a ripple effect, and it can do so much more than a one for one. So I think that's what this means to me, and it's just a good reminder to always be nice and always do nice things for people, because you never know how it's going to impact on someone else's life or even something else around that. It's a ripple effect. So thank you, Francis of Assisi. We'll read the quote again. A single sunbeam is enough to drive away many shadows. I love it. Yes, always love good validation that being positive and being kind always, always, always makes a difference. Well, thank you all so much for taking time out of your busy day to spend a few minutes here with me. I hope you enjoyed the sunrise, the beautiful scenery, my show and tell, chatting with me and everyone else here. Happy Friday, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you all Monday. Bye.